everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of Tales from the Cantina. I'm your host, Taimoor. I'm joined by co-host Blaine. And for the first
Hello.
episode, we're going to be discussing James Gunn's DC Universe. Blaine, how we doing tonight?
We figured. Oh, I jumped the gun.
Jump the gun.
I jumped the James Gunn. I'm doing all right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, after the technical
That's a lie.
difficulties...
That's a lie.
After the
30
technical
minutes have been
difficulties we went
absolute
through...
hell. It would have been easier to fight off a starving dog than what it has been. I guess the numbers app makes a ticking noise on this microphone. So we learned that today. That was a good lesson learned.
So we're using MacBooks, and the numbers app really screws us.
Yeah, that's what MacBooks do. They're not meant to do anything else other than to brag that you have a MacBook. So.
Pretty much. Let me tell you guys, this was like an adventure on its own to get OBS working for both of us, and to get it like successfully running without blowing up our computers.
It may happen. It's still very early, so
yeah, we'll see how it goes. But
the
anyways,
computers can still go.
James Gunn's
we
DC
are
Universe.
Just talking. Yeah, James Gunn's DCU is why we're here today. We've just wanted to go over our thoughts on it, and at the end, also put what we would like to see in the DCU going forward. But before we do any of that, we need to see how we got here, and I'm going to let Tame take over because he knows more about how this all came to be. I know a little bit of it, but he is the DC guy, so we'll let him talk us through this.
I'm going to quickly gloss over it because the amount of times where someone's asked me where the state of how we got from point A to point B in the DC films, and I've turned it into a 3-hour long tangent. I'm going to try not to do
2.5 hours of that was about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
A good sum of that is about Zack Snyder's Justice League and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and how they completely screwed over Henry Cavill. But no, yeah. So prior to James Gunn's DC Universe, we had Zack Snyder's DC Universe. He was originally meant to helm 5 projects, but was very open to additional projects in his universe. I believe when he got brought on, it was for a 5-part story. So I believe it was like Man of Steel, BVS, Justice Leagues 1, 2, and 3. But obviously Warner Brothers wanted a full expanded universe, which is where he brought on many of his director friends and got like producer credits on films like Aquaman and Wonder Woman and stuff like that. Like he was perfectly fine with all that. Anyways, and trying to avoid going into the whole Snyder Cut story and like what happened behind the scenes, but basically Warner Brothers jumped the gun to where they wanted their universe to be. Heavily started rushing things, wanted a full like tone shift and things like that. They used their flagship movie, Justice League, as that. The 2017 release of the film completely tanked, and that's what started the release of the Snyder Cut film, which then basically divided the DC fan base, and I would say it's still pretty divided. From that, that moment, like there are still that release the Snyder Cut really gave a platform for all the Zack Snyder fans to really voice their concerns and what they wanted to see. And now Warner Brothers is battling these really passionate fans, but also like their amalgamation of a universe where they wanted Michael Keaton as the main Batman again, and instead of Superman to lead the Justice League, they wanted Supergirl and stuff like that. It was really weird. Anyways, eventually come Black Adam, the Shazam sequel, and the Flash films, if these were post Snyder Cut, and it felt like the DC films were finally going back on the track that they were meant to be on. Obviously, things were drastically shifted, but all these new, like when The Rock came in, he really enjoyed the Snyder Cut and wanted to play off that. Andy Muschietti said that he used the Snyder Cut as his inspiration for the Flash film, etc. I think Shazam 2 had a post-credits scene that tied into Peacemaker, which again James Gunn has said it's. Anyways, everyone was seeing Snyder Cut as the main Justice League. Anyways, more behind the scenes stuff happens. James Gunn is brought on alongside Peter Safran to helm the DC films. And just because of how messy everything was up until this point, James Gunn saw it as best to just do a. Would you consider it a soft reboot since certain characters are returning?
To be honest, I would just consider it a
A
reboot.
full
There
reboot, yeah.
is because I know some projects will eventually mend into it, which we'll get into later. But I'm just going to consider it a reboot. We're getting all new Batman, Superman, so
Yeah.
everything else can be Elseworlds, like how we'll talk about later. But yeah,
Yeah, I feel like
pretty much just
the
full.
Flash film helped with that because that was obviously a Flashpoint story. And just the way it
Help put a
ended.
nail in the coffin.
Yeah, really put the nail in the coffin because I know a lot of fans were upset with the state that it left the Snyderverse in. And it basically just to recap the ending, it kind of left the universe up in the air. Like Barry's just stuck in this loop where he messes up the universe, fixes it, but to fix it, he messes up something else, which then messes it up again. So now he has to basically do the whole events of the film over again until he's able to put everything back how it is. So that, I guess, was their way of just sending off, like, here, we're not destroying the Snyder universe. This is just the limbo it's stuck in.
They're stuck in a limbo loop.
Yeah, pretty much.
I haven't seen The Flash, so I don't know.
But yeah, that's the gist of where the Flash ends up. But yeah, yeah, I guess we can consider James Gunn's film as a reboot or his universe.
Yeah, we'll just consider it a reboot. That's what I'm going to go with. So that brings us to where we're at now. So to start off, the DCU was, of course, Creature Commandos, which neither one of us have seen. Looking at it from an outside perspective, it just seems like another James Gunn, like group dynamic, like Guardians or Suicide Squad. So I'll get around to watching it at some point. I'm not going to consider this the actual starting point of the universe, even though it technically is. What are your thoughts on it?
See, I would I agree with what you said about like how it just feels like essentially it's another James Gunn ensemble thing, and James Gunn has proved time and time again that he's great with all of that. What I do like about it is that, like you said, like it's not something that you can consider the start of a universe, but it just this being the first thing in James Gunn's new line of DC films, like I think the nice part about that is it just shows that this universe is already existing and breathing. There isn't a definitive starting point. Like this, you could consider this your start of the universe, or you can consider something like Superman, or I know Blue Beetle, which we'll get into later on. Like that's something that is gonna tie into this universe. So, I think that's the luxury of this universe that James Gunn is trying to capture here. That not everything is like tied together like
Day
this.
one.
Yeah. Like everything can live and breathe on its own. So wherever you want to pick up and start right now, you can. Which is nice. Like you can watch Creature Commandos and you'll see some of these characters in Superman and you'll know more about them. And maybe there will be things there that will, you know, like that we'll see in Superman that will be referenced in Creature Commandos. But I, from what I have seen of Creature Commandos, I do like, um, I do like, uh, what's the word here? Just how the universe has been, I guess what I said earlier, that this universe is already living and breathing, and we see that through characters like, when Dr. Phosphorus sees Batman, when we see those like flash forward scenes, when we see characters like Circe and Gorilla Grodd, like these are like DC characters that haven't been really like touched in this mass media sense. So it's really nice seeing those characters worked into here, but also like sprinkling in the foundations for this new universe.
Well, I feel like you're like me looking at it from an outside perspective. There's no doubt in our minds that James Gunn can make it, take an ensemble cast of weirdos and make it work.
Yeah.
I think Creature Commandos, it's probably great. I've only heard good things.
Yeah.
But the real thing to look at now is the next project, which is also by James Gunn and the starting to this whole universe, which is Superman. So what are your thoughts on this? Because exactly. Do you think his face looks silly, like everyone in the community is melting down about for some reason? Because James Gunn released a cool flying shot of Superman, and the only thing people can do is just gripe.
So I'm gonna break down this flying shot from a. Those of you that don't know me, I am a filmmaker and actor. That's my.
Use your figure as
as the reference.
The shot right now. Yeah.
He does a little.
His face looks weird.
Yeah, no.
His face looks weird, guys.
I can't really demonstrate it with the lens that's on my camera right now, but I know James Gunn touched upon this as well. Basically, the reason David Cornsweet's face looks like kind of off and warped, that's what happens when you use or shoot something with a wide lens. The wider you get, the more kind of fish-eyed and like rounded the image looks, and that's why, you know, lens choice is very important in cinematography to you know, it affects what the picture looks like. You can easily like look up like lens options in terms of like a portrait or something, and you'll see how a person's face changes from if you're shooting at like 20 millimeters compared to maybe like 70. Like it's a jarring shift. And so
yeah, but you're not thinking of it as his face looks weird, so bad movie.
Looks weird, so bad movie.
Bad movie.
I just think it was funny because everyone just kind of defaulted to his face is CGI. CGI is bad. Like I had people
bad
DMing
movie.
me when I posted it. They were like, "Oh, the CGI's got me worried," and I'm like, "Actually, David Cornsweet has no CGI on his face."
My favorite critique of Superman so far is in the trailer, which we can get more into it. We're just on tangent right now. Is when someone throws a can at him and he blinks, and they're like, "Oh, Superman wouldn't flinch because he wouldn't even feel that can." And I'm like, guys,
Henry Cavill Superman wouldn't.
Movie.
He wouldn't.
Henry Cavill Superman would have killed that entire crowd.
And you know, before we go any further here, I would just like, I think Blaine here can vouch for me that I am a Superman like mega fan. Like I can look around my room right now and spot 17 different Superman figures just scattered around me. So if someone ever asks me,
it's not like your room's blue and red.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy.
Fake Superman fan.
But no, here, let me see if I can, here, right there, like you can kind of see it. There's Darkseid and stuff right there. There's like 7 Supermen all lined up right there. There's a Superman statue.
CGI. Fake.
CGI.
CGI.
Point of me saying that movie is I don't have a set Superman actor. That's like my favorite. It's just based off of how I feel. I enjoy all of them. Some I like more than others. Like Tom Welling is one of my favorites of all time. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I love Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. David Cornsweet was my fan cast for a really long time until he got cast. So I literally have Brandon Routh on the screen right now. Superman Returns is playing. So that's my childhood Superman right there. So yeah,
But
I'm
it's like looking, which we can both agree, I'm not a big Superman fan, and you are. So looking at it from the outside, I can say that it looks great.
yeah.
I trust James Gunn. The casting's really good. Everything visually, it looks great. It's gonna have good cinematography. I have no doubt in my mind it's gonna have good action. My only fear is it being James Gunn. He hasn't really done anything like this. He's
Hmm.
done Brightburn, which is evil kid Superman
Yeah.
movie. But he's never done an actual like non-comedy, I guess.
Right.
So I'm curious to see how that goes. What's your thoughts about that?
See, I would say that I again like just looking at the trailer and like it's not even a trailer, it's a teaser. I really got the sense of like what Superman is, and I feel like a lot of that is missed in today's media just because again, not harping on any version of Superman. Like I love Superman and Lois, loved what Henry has done with the character. But this just it's that hopeful character brought into a world that's losing that hope. And that's what I felt through this trailer, where it's just this man that wants to do good no matter what. I know there was a lot of at least for me, there's a lot to appreciate through the teaser that we saw through like the architecture of the Daily Planet, the look of the Fortress of Solitude, the wardrobe that these characters were in are very reminiscent to, like just ripped straight from the comics and stuff like that. Even Superman's suit, I really like. I know a lot of people hate on it, but it's like this warm, brightly colored suit put into this world that is a like specific like color palette, so it like sticks out. Um, but no, yeah, I'm very very excited for this film, and I really enjoyed the inspirations that James Gunn has taken, which is why I am like I have good faith for this. Like the comic books that he has referenced, the cartoons, and yeah, the cartoon shows and like other movies that he is like taking inspiration from. It just like truly feels like that he is trying to take all the good of the character from different media and bring it into this one form.
Which what I like from what we've seen so far is we are going to get a more personal look at Clark Kent, which is something we don't get a lot.
Mm,
Um, from every Superman in the last probably 10 plus years, it's been Superman on the forefront, Clark Kent on the back burner.
yeah.
And I really think this direction is going to have Clark Kent on the forefront and Superman as the back burner, as it should be.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, Clark Kent is Superman. Superman's not Clark Kent.
Yeah.
This is a boy from Kansas wanting to do good. So
Yeah.
I think on that level, I think we're good.
Yeah. And I
Let's just hope Pa Kent. I'd like Pa Kent to stay alive in this
Yeah.
film. I'm sick of Pa Kent immediately dying in every first film, so I'd
Yeah.
like to keep him around for a little
Again,
while.
I feel like that will be the case where both his Pa and Ma Kent might stay alive, because one of James Gunn's inspirations was the DC animated universe Superman, and in that both his parents are alive. So that might be something that we see, but touching on what you said about like that Clark Kent is Superman, he's a boy from Kansas that wants to do good. I feel like we will really see that to another level with the addition of these other heroes that are in the film, like Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl. Like these are characters that are part of a already existing Justice League. I believe it is the Justice League International team. Run by Maxwell Lord, and these are like heroes that from theories and stuff that I've read, I see it as like a reverse Kingdom Come type thing, where in Kingdom Come, a retired Superman comes back to teach these new heroes like what it really means to be a hero. I feel like in this, it's a Superman finding his footing in a world of already existing heroes, but he is already the definition of a hero. He doesn't need brand promotions, doesn't need money to do his job. He just wants to get up in the morning and do good. And I feel like we will really see that with the way Superman interacts with other characters like Guy Gardner and stuff like that, and his relationship between these other heroes.
I agree. The bowl cut is just a bad movie. Because that's another thing people are grappling about. Like, they've never seen Guy Gardner before. And Guy Gardner has a bowl cut.
I remember when the behind the scenes pictures came out and they saw the looks of Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. They're like, this is terrible. But they like failed to notice that these are like their team uniforms. Like,
Yeah.
they all have the
They're
Lord.
sellouts.
Yeah, they all have their Lord Tech logo on them and stuff. Like, they are like, that's their brand. That's why they all look like that.
Yeah, they're all sellouts.
Yeah.
That's what the costumes are
But
for.
no, yeah,
I'm excited for it. 2 thumbs up. I can't wait to see it, and hopefully it holds up. We'll do thumb rating. How
yeah,
about
thumb
that?
rating.
We'll do
Well, 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs up,
2 thumbs up.
sideways thumbs
Boo.
down. Boo.
Boo. There is a boo on this list. I will.
Oh well.
We're going off the James Gunn's announcement list. There is a boo on here from me.
Okay, we'll see.
But the next project will be Lanterns, directed by James Hawes, which he's done Penny Dreadful and Slow Horses. I've not seen either of those, so I'm not going to speak too much on it.
I have not seen those
But
either.
we do have some casting. It's Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler as Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, respectively. And then we had some casting this week, actually, for Sinestro. It's going to be Ulrich Thompson. Is that how you say his last name?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so. They said it's going to be like a true detective police kind of show, so I'm curious to see where this goes. I don't like the route that we're casting 60-year-old people as Hal Jordan and Sinestro, but I'm trusting Peter Safran and James Gunn. What's your thoughts?
Overall, I'm pretty excited. I know the last Green Lantern project we had was the Ryan Reynolds film, and aside from that, the animated stuff we've seen for, can we get a round of applause for Green Lantern 2011? I do enjoy that movie, all right? I don't want anyone
That's where Ryan Reynolds met Blake Lively.
That's very true.
Which is...
sore subject nowadays. Very sore.
Oh, sorry, don't mention them too.
But,
I'm getting a phone call.
I just lost my train of thought. But no, yeah, the animated stuff that we've seen of Green Lantern, like in the animated films in the DC AMU, like that's been great. It's nice to see another attempt at putting Jon Stewart at the forefront, because I know Jon Stewart,
the best Green Lantern.
He was the Green Lantern I grew up with primarily because of Justice League cartoon. I know Zack Snyder wanted him as the main Green Lantern. And it's Aaron Pierre, in my opinion, is a great casting. He looks just like the character. He has the voice that like Jon Stewart is known for. He's pretty big right now too because of Mufasa. So everyone is like raving about him lately. So hopefully that, brings other fans over to see this take on Green Lantern.
Kyle Chandler's a good choice for what they're going for.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks the part of Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
I've seen him in a few things, but not where I would have went, but for what they're casting, I mean, he's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, I would again, like it's all like up in the air, like what the choice is to have such a older like Hal Jordan when he's usually a character that's like, younger than Superman, like around the same age, like in that realm. So it'll be interesting to see like, okay, Hal Jordan already exists, Guy Gardner already exists, like Earth already has multiple Green Lanterns. How is Jon Stewart going to fit into this and then eventually tie into the Justice League? So that would be very, very interesting to see. And something else that I'm gonna quickly say, just because the universe is pretty early on, my fan casting for Hal Jordan, I believe I've talked to you about this before, was actually Miles Teller. That's what I would have liked to see as Hal Jordan.
Do not like
Do not
bad casting. Bad casting.
Who would you have preferred to see if Hal Jordan was a younger character?
If it was a younger character, we got to go with like Timothy Chalamet or Tom Holland. We got to get them young. They're hot right now. Golly, who would I choose?
I am Tom Holland. I'm playing Green Lantern by Bureau.
Is his name? Is Sam Claflin? Is that his name from Hunger Games? He played.
You're gonna hate
the
me
guy with the trident.
You're gonna hate me when I say I never watched Hunger Games.
You've never seen Hunger Games?
I watched up until the when her dress was on fire in the first one.
Well, Sam Claflin is the actor. He was also on that Daisy and the Jets or whatever, that rock and roll show, and then he was also Sherlock Holmes' sidekick in Enola Holmes.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
I'm gonna keep naming stuff off until you
until
realize who I'm talking about.
No, yeah, now I know. I've seen Enola Holmes.
You've seen that, but haven't seen Hunger Games. Yes, I've watched the critically acclaimed Enola Holmes.
Henry Cavill's in it, all right? He plays Sherlock Holmes.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason I watched it.
But my biggest hope for this movie is we get green constructs that aren't just big gun, green gun.
And funny you say that, because that makes me really want to see Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern in this universe, because he is the most
with a sword.
He's the most creative Green Lantern. Like, he would like make a giant Gundam to fight. Like
he's like samurai sword who?
Yeah.
Battle armor what?
I don't want to see a Green Lantern project where it's just green blast, the casual giant green fist, and then a bubble, a green bubble.
Green big gun.
But
so, do you think Sinestro is going to be the main villain, or do you think he's not going to join the Yellow Corps yet?
I think Sinestro. I think the Yellow Corps, the Yellow Lantern Corps, is already going to be established. I feel like with their just looking at the state of the universe already, with Guy Gardner already being a Green Lantern, Hal, I'm assuming, is a Green Lantern for several years, maybe even over a decade.
50 years.
50 years, yeah. He was a Green Lantern from the ripe age of 10. But no, I feel like a lot of these Lantern Corps are already established. Like, I feel like John Stewart here is similar to how Superman is landing in a world with heroes already existing. John Stewart is coming into a world where Green Lanterns already exist. So I feel like
I'm texting my wife right now because the computer's about to die.
This is not good.
This is not good. I'll let you continue talking. I'm going to go get a charger real quick.
Green Lantern.
This is not a good first impression. I'm a bad first impression. We'll go on to the next thing. So Green Lantern, 2 thumbs up? 2 thumbs up?
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Next is The Authority, which I know nothing about. I'm hoping you know something.
I know a little bit
about by James Gunn.
About The Authority, so I'll
He described it as a league of heroes who think the world's broken and will fix it at any cost. So I guess Suicide Squad 2. I don't know. I'll let you talk about it. I'll be right back.
Okay. So The Authority, it isn't something that I am super familiar with as well. Like, I know of them, and I know we're going to see one of the characters, the Engineer, in Superman, which it's going to be interesting because the Engineer in the comics has a very distinct look with her like liquid metal skin and stuff like that, and in Superman, from what we've seen of her, it seems like it's a different take on the character where it's like a suit. Maybe that we're gonna see her eventually like in that full liquid form, who knows. Anyways, basically like what Blaine said, the Authority is generally the superhero team which will I would classify them as how some of the X-Men are, where they will do anything to get the job done. They are heroes. They aren't like it's not like the boys, which for those of you that have seen that, where they're like these, terrible people. They're heroes, but they aren't like held by certain codes of conduct to get the job done. They aren't afraid to, take the extra step or like go too far to put the villain down to save the day. I
I'm
know.
back.
Welcome back. You got your charger finally.
Welcome back. Yeah, thank God.
I was just explaining what the authority was.
And how it's two thumbs down.
It's two thumbs down for you.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this at all.
See, I am looking forward to it just because my only real connection with them is the Superman and the Authority comic series from I think it was 2-3 years ago. I think it was 2022. Um, I again just I enjoyed liking these characters, and I feel like the DC world is filled with unique, rich characters such as the Authority, and so I think it'll be interesting to see how they're brought into this universe. I don't know if you heard about me talking about the Engineer being in Superman. She's one of the members of the Authority. So seeing
Yeah.
how that's gonna lead in, it's interesting for me. I'm not like super like excited about it, where I'm like, oh gosh, I need to see it. But I think it's gonna be like a this for me, little side thumbs.
It's
That's what it is
my
for me.
opinion is I don't want to see another group of misfits. And I know that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
it's
was. That's what
going
I was just explaining. That clarification between like how they aren't essentially that group of like I know what you said, like James Gunn casting, uh, James Gunn writing and directing it. That's what it seems like it's going to be, another Suicide Squad, another Creature Commandos. But like, again, I don't know if you heard, but like I said, I see them more as like the X-Men, like how the X-Men, the difference between the X-Men and the Avengers, where Cyclops is ready to lead his team the extra step, while the Avengers still has this like code and image to protect. That's how.
I mean, I can understand it and I could see the hype around
Yeah.
it, but do we really need another like oh golly gosh, gee guys, it's we're so different and we're a bunch of freaks that gotta get together and I don't think we need
it's a
that.
different look at superheroes.
Yes, it's definitely not like Guardians of the Galaxy or Suicide Squad or Creature Commandos. It's totally different look at superheroes.
Yeah, see,
But
I know you said it earlier about
here for this, I'll do one down, one sideways.
one down, one sideways.
I'll give it a.
Yeah, see, but before we move on, I'm just gonna say like it's what you said earlier about James Gunn doing Superman, where it's like you haven't really seen him do a project like this, so that's why it's gonna be interesting for me to see like is he gonna turn the Authority into another I guess
Joke.
yeah, like another like Guardians of the Galaxy team or whatever, or are we gonna like truly see like how they're represent like the setup that we see in Superman and how that's carried over. Like I'm interested to see if James Gunn is gonna just harken back to his traditional ensemble type of media or how it's gonna be.
Which I'll give it a chance, but
Giving it
like I
this.
said, right now this is the rating. This is
the one I'm giving.
I can't give it no. Next I am excited. It's Paradise Lost, which is a series about Themyscira that he described as Game of Thrones esque. I love Game of Thrones. I love Wonder Woman, so I cannot wait to see how this plays out. I hope Wonder Woman is the main character. I hope it's not some random Themysciran,
Yeah.
which it could be, but we'll see. I'm excited for it. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna say that Paradise Lost was my first Justice League episode that I watched, and I loved that episode.
Good episode.
Yeah, solid episode. But no, yeah, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I can understand the appeal to it and stuff, and Again, Wonder Woman is one of my favorite uh superheroes. So seeing a show that really explores Themyscira, I feel like would be really unique. I know that was for me at least that it was very enjoyable seeing how Themyscira like kind of wrapped into the real world in the Wonder Woman 2017 film. I really enjoyed seeing that. Zack Snyder captured all the Amazons very, very well throughout what we saw in like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like just the sheer power of these women was like phenomenal to see. I feel
I,
like it's gonna be
I
another take like Lanterns where it has that loose title that accompanies the world that it's
mhm.
showcasing, but I feel like Wonder Woman will be the main character navigating this story.
I just hope there's no love interest. I feel like there's enough story to tell and enough interest just on the island of Themyscira
Mhm.
with all these women that you don't have to have a love story.
Would you
Just make it cool,
would you
make
like
it
it
action
to
packed.
kind of tie into the mythological side of the Wonder Woman character? Like would you like to see characters like Zeus, Ares, like
Yes, 100%.
would you want Ares to
And I,
be a regular dude that turns into a
yes,
big monster?
yes. I want it to be the guy from Harry Potter again. But no, I feel it needs to have practical sets. It needs to have
Oh yeah.
um, good fight sequences. It can't just have CGI fights. It needs to be, I feel like, really gritty and really down to
Mm.
earth. I would like to see the gods and stuff, which I feel like Zack Snyder tried to do, but didn't really get to fulfill all that. So I'd love to see, especially since not Zack Snyder, James Gunn called this first chapter "Gods and Monsters." I'd like to see the gods in play.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like Wonder Woman is going to be one of those projects that is in a different era. It's not going to be like in present day. I feel like
It doesn't need to be in the
yeah,
time
I
period.
feel like
If
this is a
it could
timeless
be any
show.
time
Yeah.
period, like how Star Wars is.
Mhm.
Not to get off topic, but how that is, you could watch it at any time and be like, this takes place anywhere at any time.
Funny you say that
This
because
could take
James Gunn is describing his universe more like the Star Wars universe.
really,
Yeah, where it's not like it has its stories, so like say episode
but you don't have to watch every one of them.
exactly. Like it's broken up into its sections. So you know how like the prequel trilogy is the story of Anakin to Darth Vader. The original trilogy is story of Luke to where he ends up, like the whole arc. That's how James Gunn wants to. He doesn't want to make his movies like homework for you.
Yeah.
Um,
So like how like Rogue One and Solo is like you don't have to watch those,
right,
but they're add-ons to go understand the
right.
story much
And
better if you
I feel
wanted
like that's
to.
like a thing in Star Wars where Star Wars does that very well, where it has great stories of things like Bad Batch and like
Good story.
Skeleton Crew. I know you love uh stuff off to the side where you don't necessarily have to see it. Here we go. Is that Neil? There he is. Everyone's favorite Skeleton Crew character. But yeah, I really like that James Gunn is taking that as an inspiration rather than you
So
have to watch A to understand B and you have to watch B to understand C, so on.
I like that. That's how it should be. I shouldn't have to go watch 15 Disney Plus shows to go understand Captain America. He's a bird now.
Captain America,
So,
he's a bird now. Great movie.
so Wonder Woman rating, what are you giving it? I'm giving
I'm
it
giving it two.
this. I'll give it this.
I'm
I give it
I'm
this.
giving.
I want to see. I want to see who the director is and who they cast. So
Mm.
I'm gonna give it this.
Do you have a fan
Take
cast
it
for
like
Wonder Woman before we go forward?
not really. I mean, I've seen some names thrown around, but I don't really have a I'm one of those people. I'd rather unknown people get hired. I'm
My
sick of the same 15 to 20 people getting hired in everything. So an unknown would be preferred from
Tom
me. What
Holland
about
as
you?
Wonder Woman. My
It's me selling beer with the mascara. I got to get back home to Zendaya.
my fan cast was, and I haven't like looked.
Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas, yeah. No, it was Monica Barbero of Top Gun Maverick fame. She played Phoenix in that film.
Top Gun Maverick.
Not seen Top Gun Maverick. She was also in another. I think it was an Amazon film with Arnold. She's in the new Timothy Chalamet movie.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, she's in that as well.
Does she play Bob Dylan's love interest?
I do not. She's the brunette.
If that's who I'm thinking about, then yeah, because I see a clip on TikTok of them singing. So if that's who you're talking about,
I don't know.
sure.
I haven't. I just know she's in the movie. I haven't seen it. But yeah, I feel like I really like.
I'm looking forward to it.
Her character in Top Gun Maverick. I feel like she's fairly unknown still, and can, if given the material, I feel like she can play a good Wonder Woman. Especially like I feel like we're gonna see a very young Wonder Woman in
I'd be fine with that.
Themyscira.
Would you like the idea of Patty Jenkins coming back to direct? It's a hard question.
Now I
You
did
said if you asked me before 1984, then yes.
No.
But after 1984, I don't know.
You see, here's the thing. All right, first of all, why is Wonder Woman 1984 2.5 hours long?
Why is it a bad movie?
Why is it a bad movie?
Why did Wonder Woman molest a random guy?
Hey, she got her.
These are all questions. Why did they put Pedro Pascal in a blonde wig?
I would. Okay, this goes for everyone that has done something.
Wait, it had Kristen Wiig in it.
It did have Kristen. She played Cheetah.
I forgot about that.
She played Cheetah because she wore a lot of cheetah print, and then eventually she
Cheetah.
turned into
A cheetah.
Yeah, she turned into Cheetah.
Sorry to interrupt. I just was sitting here thinking of 84 and remembered Kristen Wiig was the villain.
No, see, I feel like it wouldn't. I feel like Patty Jenkins, like, if given the opportunity, she would jump on it immediately. I just think that we need to see that, like, nothing wrong with her take on Wonder Woman. We just need a newer. I feel like what was done already with these characters should be left behind, and we should see a new, you know. You understand what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, see someone else's take on it.
Yeah, I feel like if Patty Jenkins was
Quentin
brought back,
Tarantino.
like Quentin Tarantino. I feel like if Patty Jenkins was brought back, she should be given another project, like another director in the next project that we're about to talk about.
Which is The Brave and the Bold. I'm gonna give my quick thoughts on it. I love Batman, as we all do. I don't think there's a person out here who dislikes Batman. I like Robin. I don't think there's a person out here who would argue that they want to see Robin. I don't like that it's Damian Wayne. But that's just me. I'm not a big Damian Wayne Robin fan, but I'd like to see where they go. Because Damian Wayne Robin, I already don't like, but this also means Batman's going to be old, and I'm tired of seeing old Batman. I want to see a young Batman. For the last 15 to 20 years, it's just been old Batman. So I don't know. That's my thought. It's also directed by Andy Muschietti, who on record has said The Flash failed because no one likes The Flash, and most importantly, women don't like The Flash.
Oh, man.
So
remove this
what's
guy
your thoughts?
From the project. No, I see. I enjoyed
Yes.
The Flash. I enjoyed his both of his It films. But
Do you think he's the guy to direct this?
No.
Because I don't think he's the guy to direct this. I think it's going to be bad.
And
Give him Booster Gold.
that's not even based off what he said recently about why the Flash shouldn't do well. I was never on board with it to begin with. That Andy Muschietti is.
He's not a great director. The It movies are fun. I haven't seen The Flash. I'm not going to speak on The Flash, but I don't know. I just don't see him making a good Batman movie.
Yeah. Apart from that, though, all that I'm really excited to see is a true fantastical Batman, which is what it seems like we are seeing with after his cameo appearance in Creature Commandos. Like, we know that he's fought someone like Clayface and things like that. Like, we don't usually see in media Batman fight those more fantastical characters of him. Even like characters like Bane got very grounded in something like The Dark Knight Rises. And again, granted, that is a very grounded and like realistic universe. But I'm just excited to see that fantastical Batman. You know, give me.
And it's also cool to get Robin too, right?
Yeah. It's like finally after how many years has it been? Joseph Gordon-Levitt doesn't count.
Since 1995.
Yeah, 1997. Batman
Isn't
and Robin,
that when?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that came out in
95 was Batman Forever, which
that was close. But yeah, I mean, it's been that long. That might be Dr. Eggman from Sonic 3.
Here we go. Since we're talking about
like
Batman
I said,
Forever.
I'm Show Robin in his little tights. Chris O'Donnell. Now go get the hot toys.
1 second, guys.
But like I said, Damian's not my favorite Robin, but I'm happy to have a Robin, so I'm not going to complain too much. This also opens up the Bat family, which I know you're excited about. You like Robin probably more than me. You've done a Robin cosplay.
Yes, which is literally on this side right here. It's on like a whole mannequin and everything. But no, yeah, I'm really excited at the fact that the Bat family isn't something that we're starting from scratch. It already exists. Again, James Gunn creating this universe that's like already living and breathing is a very smart thing to do. Because I also feel like I know some people complain where they're like, oh, we need origin movie, and then team up movie. But I feel like these characters have been been out there for so long that you know who they are. You know, like a solo movie would be like interesting for these characters, but again, like you don't need to know the Superman origin again. You don't need a Batman origin again. Again, like you said earlier, I just hope Bruce Wayne isn't stupid old. Like at most,
if we're gonna make him old, make him old. So I'm in the club. Let me hear your fan cast first, because I know I'm gonna hate it.
I was gonna say, I was gonna run on the coattails recently and say Brandon Skellner from It Ends With Us.
That's better than what I thought you were gonna say.
Were you gonna think I was gonna say Jensen Ackles?
Bad casting. They cast Jensen Ackles, and I'm not supporting this anymore. If we're going old Batman, Josh Brolin.
Okay.
Or John Hamm.
Okay. I think Josh Brolin would do a fantastic job.
Josh Brolin would do a killer job. If it was 10 years ago, I'd be outside with a sign at WB like, hire Josh Brolin. But
no, I agree.
I guess they're looking for like anywhere from 40 to 60 is my guess.
I would hope Batman to be, assuming this movie comes out, because I'm like trying to think of the ages of the characters. Superman, I think, is going to be 28, 29, 30 in his first film. He's already been Superman for like 2-3 years. I feel like when the Batman film will come out, canonically Superman's going to be like 31, 32. I would hope to see Batman around like 34, 35. Anywhere between that range and 40, I feel like would be okay. otherwise, I feel like you're just repeating what Zack Snyder was doing with the characters, where Batman has already been operating for 20 years. And Henry's Superman becomes Superman when he's 33. So these characters are already very old, and I feel like that's just kind of defeating the purpose of a reboot, if that makes sense.
Which you can go back and see my face as I sat here and realized what they could do. What if they do an old Batman for Brave and the Bold, and then they set up Dick Grayson as the next Batman, as a younger Batman?
Ooh.
Would you like that? Because I don't think I would like that.
See, here's the thing.
Because they could do that.
I don't know how in
and it
tune
would be
you
a different
are
take.
with the DC comics. I'm just gonna show this off real quick since I have it right here. I'm also a big Dick Grayson is my favorite Robin.
I don't agree with that, but sure.
Anyways,
he's better as Nightwing.
That's what I mean. I really like the Dick Grayson character. I love him as Robin. I love him as Nightwing. Dick Grayson is my favorite member of the Bat family.
Okay.
Which I will.
But would you like to see him as Batman?
As Batman, no. I think
Me neither.
it would be
I don't think it would work.
An interesting thing to touch on for maybe a film, a TV series. If the Bat family goes off into a TV series, it would be something interesting to touch on. But Dick Grayson being the main Batman, no. Dick Grayson eventually joining the Justice League, yes. Just because lately in the comics he has been favored greatly by the League and what he has done for the DC universe. So I would like the comics have really pushed him to be a main player. I wouldn't be surprised to see that translate into films.
So would you rate this project 2 thumbs up? Because I think we're all in the same boat. It's nice to finally get a Batman and Robin story.
Fantastical Batman.
This could be the best thing that comes out of it. And the next project could be the worst thing because the rumored casting for it, I hate. But we'll get into it. Booster Gold. I hate the casting of this. The rumored casting. And I don't know if you agree, but I hate it.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think Kumail is good for this role at all. Stop putting him in things. I'm sick of seeing him. His voice is agitating to me. I don't know what it is.
My name's Kumail Nanjiani. I'm playing a Jedi. Now I'm Booster Gold.
I'm an Eternal. I was in that Telltale Walking Dead game and Clementine got me killed.
But
I'm Booster Gold. Love the character.
Yeah,
this could be very fun, a very fun show. Because for anyone who don't know, Booster Gold's from the future, and he's a loser in the future, but he comes back with cool tech and all this crap, and he's cool now because he's a superhero.
Yeah,
but Kumail's not it.
See, I feel like
bad casting.
I feel like visually,
Chris Pratt would be good.
Visually, Kumail doesn't fit the look. Acting wise, since he is a comedian, I feel like he could pull it off. However, my fan casting for Booster Gold has always been Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell would be perfect.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't complain. I feel Kumail is also he's old.
I think he's like 54.
He's very old.
Yeah.
What's with this universe in casting old? Why can't we just have Booster Gold be like
Glenn Powell 30s? Age?
Glenn Powell age, the perfect.
Is this?
I'm giving this concept yes, rumored casting bad. So
I'm gonna give it this. The casting, again, it could very easily. Kumail could he could bring it around, but as of right now, I'm not a fan of seeing him in the role. But concept, like you said, yes. I love Booster Gold, so it'd be interesting to see him explored. But before we move on, I would say I would love to see if this was done in a kind of like duo TV series with Booster Gold and
Blue Beetle.
Ted Kord's Blue Beetle.
I would love that. Imagine, which they hinted at in the Blue Beetle movie, that Jason Sudeikis was like the original. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
What if, could you do a story where Booster Gold teleports back to like maybe the 70s or something, and it's Jason Sudeikis as the original Blue Beetle? That would be so fun.
It would be so fun. And like just seeing like their time travel like misfit adventures like that.
Buddy cop adventure.
Yeah. I feel like that would be excellent, especially saying that they want the Blue Beetle film to translate into this universe. Like, I feel like it's a no-brainer pairing those characters together, especially saying their comic history.
But I'm on the fence. We'll see. I hope Kamel doesn't get cast. Nothing against him. He's probably a great guy. This isn't for him.
Yeah.
Next project is Supergirl,
which just recently started filming earlier this week.
Starring Millie Alcock from House of Dragon fame and Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones fame. And definitely he wasn't in the DC movies before.
That's not Aquaman. Do you mean Jason Momoa from Baywatch fame?
What?
Wasn't he in Baywatch at one point? Or a character on Baywatch? I'm about to look this up right now.
I don't know. You better fact check that. I'm looking forward to it. Supergirl hasn't been really touched on in how she should. I mean, she was in The Flash, which I haven't seen how they did her character. But Supergirl that might be Jason the Momoa.
On Baywatch.
Without a beard. On Baywatch. But I'm excited to see this. Jason Momoa's Lobo. That's who he should have been from the beginning.
And with how he speaks about Lobo, I'm very excited to see what he does with the character. He seems very passionate about it.
Yes, he's passionate. And that's what you need, is somebody who's passionate about it. So I'm excited to see this. Not much has been revealed. Apparently, Supergirl's supposed to appear in Superman.
Yeah. That is a rumor.
Interesting.
Yeah, and apparently Superman is supposed to appear in Supergirl as well. Now, I don't know how I feel about Supergirl appearing in Superman, just because I feel like that's setting up a lot of exposition in the Superman movie to explore in the future, and I feel like it's going to get very crowded already with the large host of characters. Like, even the cast at the Daily Planet isn't just Lois, Perry White, and Jimmy. Like, you have Cat Grant, you have Steve Lombard, Ron Thrope. Like, you have all these people in the Daily Planet as well. So it's like the cast for this film is very huge. A lot of characters to explore, and I feel like bringing in the Supergirl story is going to just convolute things, unless it's a very small Easter egg, like, oh hey, look at this little pod that just escaped the Phantom Zone.
I'm just curious to see what her suit will look like, because I feel like Clark's suit is a very homemade looking suit. I don't think that's anything Kryptonian. So I'd love to see. I could be wrong. I don't know. Superman isn't out yet, so we'll see. But I'd really like to know what her suit's gonna look like. But perfect casting. Yeah. I was rooting for Millie Alcock anyway. She was really good in House of the Dragon. So, 2 thumbs up. I
give it 2 thumbs up. I'm very excited though. The Woman of Tomorrow comic book as well. For those who haven't read it, very solid. So excited, and I'm pretty sure now a lot of these comics that are the more popular stories in the DC universe, they're creating that like small, like $10 comic thing where you can just buy the full story for like $10. It's like a small size of it, and you can get that from like most retailers, like most comic book shops, Barnes and Nobles and stuff, and they have a lot of the essentials. Like I know All-Star Superman was one of the ones. Like, they're readily available everywhere, so that's a good place to get into comics for those interested.
And the last project James Gunn has announced for his DCU is Swamp Thing.
Woo! The
crowd goes mild. I don't know why we're doing another Swamp Thing. We just got a show a couple years back. I feel like it'll just be retreading. I don't think Swamp Thing's that big of a character to focus on. I would rather, which we'll get into the Clayface movie, I would rather see Swamp Thing get cut and Clayface take over that slot. Because Clayface, in my opinion, is a more interesting character.
See, I hope that Swamp Thing is a more of an introduction to Justice League Dark, and we can see a proper version of those characters
John Constantine
translated. Yeah. Speaking of John Constantine, where's the Keanu Reeves Constantine sequel? Is that happening?
No. No, it's not.
Wasn't it confirmed that it was being written or something? Whoa. Zatanna,
Keanu
whoa.
Reeves. Bill and Ted.
But
I'm mid on this. It could be good. I'm not
pretty mid.
I'm not gonna say it's bad.
I enjoyed the JLD characters, so I'm hoping that it is a setup for that. I feel like setting up these different avenues in the DC universe that isn't just the Justice League will please a lot of fans, because I know a lot of people love the that mystical horror side of the DC universe, and then there's like what the Authority is kind of bringing in, what Lanterns is bringing in. You know, obviously the main Justice League. Like, I feel like we're touching on a lot of the various avenues to show the diversity that we're going to be seeing in this universe.
Wait, DC's not just Batman? Somebody get Todd McFarlane on the phone. I can't believe my ears right now.
Hey guys, Todd McFarlane here. Here's my Green Batman.
Green Batman. Target exclusive Green Batman. He's bigger than all your other Batmans.
Look at this Batman, he's green.
$44.99.
$44.99. Pre-order now.
But that's it for the DCU part. I feel like we should just churn through the Elseworld stuff really quickly because we're kind of short on time, and then we could give our pitches to what we would like to see. So
I'm just gonna say really quick,
wise,
I'm really glad that James Gunn isn't being selfish with his universe and is allowing Elseworlds, because that is a big part of DC Comics, to allow other writers to tell their stories through Elseworlds. That's how we got some of the best DC stories. And so, yeah, you may continue.
I agree with that topic. This gives people... I think the world understands different universes without everything being a damn multiverse.
Yeah.
I think people understand that there are different Batman. I don't need to see Batman meet Batman. I don't need Robert Pattinson Batman to meet DCU Batman. So I think people understand. So I agree. The Elseworld stuff is very good. But I'm just going to speak them off real quick. The only two that I know are confirmed, because I looked and there's contradicting facts, but the only two Elseworlds confirmed are Penguin and Batman Part 2. Penguin I haven't watched, heard it's great. Batman Part 2, I'm looking forward to. Hoping that we see a villain that we haven't seen before, or at least haven't seen in a long time.
Give us Firefly.
Also, give us anyone but the damn Joker, please. I don't want to... If Barry Keoghan shows up as the Joker, I'm not going to be happy.
Mr. Freeze. I want to see Mr. Freeze again.
Giancarlo Esposito as Mr. Freeze.
Do the Heart of Ice story. That was done great in the animated series.
Time to break the ice.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. But no, yeah, Penguin I haven't seen either. I just haven't had the time, but I've heard great things. Batman keeps getting delayed. I'm scared.
It'll be out in 2030, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Another Elseworld story that I forgot was the dynamic duo.
Yes.
Which I think is gonna be bad, but I'd like to hear your opinion since you like Robin and all.
I forgot what the exact synopsis of it was. I've read several things that this show might cover. I'm not going to get too much into it just because I don't know too much about it. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be one of those fun one-off things. Again,
claymation.
Yeah, it's claymation, which I've seen videos on the company that's doing it, and they like nailed what they do.
Makes stunning work.
Yeah. Again, like I feel like Elseworlds is a great place for this to reside, you know? It's not like something you must see. If it interests you, you can go check it out. I know I'm gonna try to see it. But again, like it's just Elseworlds allows those stories like this to exist, which is nice.
And the last 3 projects I have, which I don't know if they're Elseworlds or going to be canon, which is actually it's 2 projects, but I'm gonna throw Blue Beetle in there as well. So there's 3: Peacemaker Season 2, Blue Beetle, and Clayface. I've seen Clayface could be a part of the Batman universe as like a penguin type thing, which I would like to see. If it's part of the DCU, I'd be fine with it too. I don't know how they're going to work Peacemaker into it, but James Gunn says that it may be a part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Same with Blue Beetle. I'll just have to see how they work these characters in. I'm curious to see how he'll do it and retcon some things.
I haven't seen
But
Blue Beetle in a couple months, so I don't. I might have even been a year actually, but I don't know if there's direct references to characters. I think they name drop characters, but we don't see the looks of them. So I think Blue Beetle has more of a leeway to tie into this universe. Again, Peacemaker had season 1 had the original Justice League show up at the end, so
which he said they're gonna retcon that somehow. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll just
we'll
have
see.
to see.
Unless we're gonna see the effects of Flashpoint throughout this.
Could be. It could be like how they did Venom in No Way Home, where he's just drinking at a bar and then everything gets shook, and now he's back in the Sony universe. So
Yeah,
it could be something like that.
we'll see.
But we'll see. I like Peacemaker season 1, so I have no doubt season 2 will be good.
Yeah, I know James Gunn talked about or addressed Suicide Squad recently as well, and how that might be something that will fully get axed from this new universe, just because again, I don't remember his exact quote, but I feel like he said something along the lines of that there was too much there that can't work in this new universe. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Clayface, I've heard.
Directed by Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, I've heard that it could be part of either universe, the Batman universe, or this will be the Clayface that we see in Creature Commandos. Either way, very interesting character to explore. And if it is part of, or if it is the Creature Commandos Clayface, then again, just adds to us seeing that fantastical Batman. Before we move on, though, I'm just looking at the list of projects. We didn't touch on Waller.
Nope, the Waller's not getting made.
It's not getting made anymore? Okay.
It might be. I don't know. He hasn't said anything. Who's going to watch Waller? I mean, we could touch on it.
I will
but
be there.
I skimmed over it. I won't. I won't be a part of Amanda Waller. It's pretty. Just do Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah, Waller is an interesting choice. I'm not sure if it's getting made or not. But yeah, it's not something that I'm excited for at all.
But back to Clayface, I think he could be a very interesting body horror film.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see. I want a scary. I don't want like, oh, Sam Raimi's directing Doctor Strange. It's going to be so spooky. No, it's not. It's going to be the same MCU crap, just with a jump scare.
Yeah.
I want a scary superhero movie.
Right. And I feel like James Gunn, like he is heavily taking inspiration from the DCAU, which is beloved by every DC fan, I would say. Like what the Justice League cartoon has done, the Superman cartoon, Batman the Animated Series, obviously, like that is still being referenced to this day, which is what I was saying earlier, like Batman Arkham Origins, their Mr. Freeze DLC heavily is inspired by the Heart of Ice story that the animated series does. I hope that James Gunn continues taking those like positive references and applies that to Clayface, and we can see that almost horrifying story that we see in the animated series, and how it's really just ruining the psyche of this man, just seeing him slowly like deteriorate. I feel like that would be very interesting to to see and be
Or we
translated.
can make him a singing schizophrenic like they did in Harley Quinn. He's an actor.
Let's have DC attempt another musical. What do you think?
Yeah, because Joker Folly Apo did so well. But that's life.
That's live.
Anyway, what's the send in the clowns? Did they do any other stupid songs?
I don't even think Sending the Clowns was in Joker Folly Do.
It was in the first one.
It wasn't the first one. I just know that the songs in the sequel were old Hollywood songs, which is why they had.
In the shallow.
Yeah, they had very little like connection to the audience.
What they sung?
And they sang the songs multiple times in their entirety, which made it worse.
I'm not watching that piece of crap. So anyway, the last part we'd like to hit on is what we would like to see in this universe as kind of like a pitch. So I'm going to let you go first. I've started everything so far. So I want to hear your pitches, what you have so far.
I have 2 projects.
All right. I got 2 as well, so I'll let you get your 2 first.
First project is going to go off of the kind of the tone that the Lanterns is setting. And this is assumptions that, there's a older character that's treading the path for the younger character to come in. I would love for Wally West to be the main Flash of this universe. I feel like we have seen
good pick.
We have seen Barry Allen a lot. And with that being said, I would like a Flash movie or show, whichever they do, following the path of Lanterns, where we have the older Barry Allen mentoring a Wally West, and maybe he's already a sidekick. He's stepping into the shoes of being the Flash. Have at the end of the show, Barry Allen gets, he vanishes in crisis or just vanishes, whatever. Kill him off. So Wally can now become the Flash.
They just kept my boy Barry in the streets for no reason. They just killed him.
But no,
you should just kill him off.
Because I feel like as long as Barry is there, fans will be divided to where they're like, Barry can be the Flash. Bring him back. I feel like something needs to happen where Barry needs to
disappear.
He needs to disappear. And
which, if you're doing what they're doing, Barry Allen will be 75 years old, so maybe he just needs to retire his old content.
Because if they are doing that, maybe don't even do Barry Allen. Do Jay Garrick.
Just start with Wally.
Do Jay Garrick. Have Jay Garrick be the mentor to Wally West.
I got my colander hat on with wings.
No, because that way you can have the JSA existing in the 50s and 60s, whatever. You'd have characters like Wildcat, Alan Scott Green Lantern, Hawkman and Hawkgirl. You can have their whole ancestor thing transcend through history, stuff like that. It'd be very interesting to see, because that's again what the DCAU did, where Barry Allen is pretty non-existent. I know there's theories and stuff that contradict it, but Barry Allen is pretty non-existent in that universe. The Flash you see in Superman is Wally West. And the Flash that's obviously in Justice League, voiced by James Gunn's good friend Michael Rosenbaum, who also plays Lex Luthor on Smallville. That Flash is also Wally West. And also, Michael Rosenbaum was a big inspiration for Nicholas Hoult for his Lex Luthor. And Michael Rosenbaum, in my opinion, does a phenomenal Lex Luthor.
What's your pick for the Wally West?
I forgot the actor's name, the kid that plays Henry Danger.
Would you pick red and yellow suit, or would you pick red and silver suit?
I would pick... I love the classic look, so I would do red and yellow, but by the end of the show, I would love to see him don the show or film, I would love to see him don the Flash suit. I feel like it should be a passing of torch type thing, the same way Lanterns. I
like his moppy hair sticking out.
Yes, I agree. I would love to see that.
I like the moppy hair look.
That leads into my
I
second.
give that 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. That gives.
I give it 2.
It leads into my second project, which would be Titans. Again, me loving. Not associated with.
I'm gonna go hang out with 75-year-old Ian
Glenn.
Lynn Batman.
Again, this could be another podcast episode of us talking of doing a Titans retrospective because I know you still haven't seen season 4. I enjoy.
Or 3.
I enjoy. Okay, or 3.
I stopped watching after they killed Hawk. I was like, "What the crap?"
So you watched the
Jason
first
Todd.
3 episodes of season 3 until they blew up Hawk.
Yeah, because I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do with Red Hood, and then Jason Todd was gone for 3 days, and then he's like, "Now time to go kill those people who bullied me." We'll talk about that later.
But that'll be another
episode. Is your Titans
podcast. But yeah, I would
movie
do.
Or is it a show?
I would like to see a movie. I sent you a reference of the Titans team that I would like to see. I'm gonna pull it up real quick so I can talk. This is the Dawn of DC Titans team. So I would love to see the essentials: Beast Boy, Starfire, Cyborg, Raven, Nightwing leading, not Robin. Donna Troy's Wonder Girl, and then Wally West's his Flash. I really like that the Dawn of DC kind of balances Wally as the Flash, but he's part of the Titans and he's a league member. I would love to see that, which is why I would like to see this after the Flash thing.
Can I make a suggestion?
Let's hear it.
He's not in the picture. What about Roy? Would you be fine with having him on the team?
Yes.
I feel like there's not enough love for him.
We need more Roy Harper.
Need Roy Harper.
And again, that opens the door to Green Arrow. Green Arrow and Black Canary. Which again, don't do Green Arrow. Like Stephen Amell did a fantastic job, but it was very clear
with what he had
in the earlier seasons that Green Arrow was very much so supposed to be a Batman. Yeah. I would
Batman
like to
with
see
a green hood.
I feel like Justin Hartley, which I know you haven't seen Smallville. I feel like he plays a fantastic Green Arrow in Smallville. And again, his Green Arrow was meant to be a replacement of a Batman-esque character. And so he eventually becomes a series regular and becomes like that, forms the Justice League with Clark Kent. But I feel like Justin Hartley does a great job as Green Arrow. So again, like the list goes on for characters that I would love to see. I feel like those are my 2 main projects. I would love to see, again, going off the DCAU, the way Justice League Unlimited handled Black Canary and Green Arrow. That would be really nice to see. That relationship. Obviously Justice League Dark in the future. I would love to see that. But my 2 main ones are Flash as Wally West and a Titans to expand off, this universe.
I'd give 2 thumbs up. I love the Titans.
Yay.
I love Teen Titans. I love the old cartoon. I love the crappy live action show, and I love Teen Titans Go.
I would, and to disclaimer, I would call it the Titans. This is a team of all ages. I would have those callbacks to where this team was formed.
Titans.
Where this team was formed when Dick Grayson was like 14, 15 years old, but obviously this is Dick Grayson is Nightwing. He's like 25, whatever. He's much older. I would love to see how the DC animated movies did it, where you have Nightwing and Starfire leading, but then you have new characters like Blue Beetle and Damian join the mix. Younger characters like be roped in.
Who would you cast as your Nightwing?
Myself.
Timothy Chalamet.
Asher Angel.
Yourself.
Timothy Chalamet. I don't know. I honestly, I haven't really thought about it as much. I loved what Brenton Thwaites did with Nightwing.
Dylan O'Brien.
I feel like he's too old. I think he's older than
Dylan O'Brien.
It would have been great if he was playing Nightwing in Zack Snyder's universe.
In 2014.
Yeah. But, I'm pretty sure Dylan O'Brien is older than David Cornsweet. So that's going to be, yeah.
He could be Batman then. We already discussed it.
Perfect.
Dick Grayson is Batman.
That's right. There we go.
I have 2 projects as well, which I don't know if you. I hope you haven't looked at the Google Docs. Please tell me you haven't.
Did you put pictures in there?
Don't go to the end. I want my last pick to be a surprise. Please don't look. No, please stop.
Okay.
You need. I want to see your genuine reaction when I say it. So the first project is a Dick Grayson show.
2 thumbs up already. I love Dick Grayson, my boy.
The picture I have up shows him in all of his different costumes. I feel each episode could take place on a different part of Dick's life. So you start the first episode of when he becomes Robin and gets adopted by Bruce Wayne and all that.
Mm.
Then the second episode could be when he leaves Bruce Wayne, and then Bruce gets Jason and all that. Third episode could be Nightwing, and see how he reacts with Jason being Robin out there. Next episode, you could look at how he reacts after Jason's dead. Each episode needs to skip a couple years just to see the progression of this character. And I'd say anywhere from 12 to 14 years old up until mid to late 20s. I feel like that'd be very interesting to see. I'm gonna put this up. I want this costume.
Yes. I would love to see
the blue and gold.
I would love to see that.
And I want him to have a mullet like the the 90s cartoon. The Batman animated cartoon. He needs a mullet.
No, yeah, I feel like that would be, again, a great way to jumpstart another aspect of this universe, since we know that the Bat family already exists. It'd be a great way to play catch-up, at least on that side of the Bat family story.
Well, with a TV show, you can get so much more time with these characters.
Oh, yeah.
It don't have to be necessity either. People know the past of Batman. You don't have to watch it to understand, but it would just be something to where you could understand Dick Grayson and Batman more and see some of the other Bat family before Damian Wayne came around.
So you're saying we should...
Jason was Red Hood.
You're saying we should get another Dick Grayson TV show, like the one titled Titans?
And then he's going to burn his Robin suit, and then he's going to beat up some cops, and then hear a story about some Mexican folklore called the Nightwing, and then he's going to become a Nightwing.
And then he's going to say F Batman and be very edgy.
And I want Deathstroke in my show, by the way. That needs to be the overarching villain, is just Deathstroke.
I would love to see...
And he needs to get his ass kicked in the start of it, and then he has to beat him at the end.
Yes. That because people seem to forget that Deathstroke is Dick Grayson's villain. He's not.
Yes.
He's not Batman's villain. He becomes.
He's not the Teen Titans villain either.
He's Dick Grayson's villain. What the Teen Titans 2008 cartoon does with them is like amazing. That just rivalry that continues throughout the whole show between the two characters. Like, I want to see that.
You should have Red X be the villain in your Titans show. You're welcome. That was free. That was free for you.
I could use that.
I want you to look exactly at the camera whenever I say my next choice. Okay. It's a mini series.
Here, I'm gonna give your Dick Grayson show 2 thumbs up. I really like that.
2 thumbs. I want you to look directly at me. My next is a mini series of the Wonder Twins.
Yes.
Imagine he turns into a bucket of water.
Yes.
It would be...
Yes.
The Wonder Twins have got ignored for way too long. She can turn into any animal, and he can turn into water.
Yes. I want to see that so bad.
And it could be a comedy. Like, they see some big villain they have to fight, and he just immediately transforms into a puddle. Just, I could see them standing there and just... They can click rings. They can...
the Super Friends theme is all that's playing in my head right now. I just remember when the CW Arrowverse was setting up the Justice League, and the final thing is it plays the Super Friends theme, and you see the Cage and you hear Gleek making sounds off in the distance, and then we never see it, It's the same thing when they set up Green Lantern, and then John Diggle's character is just like, oh, I just gave up the ring. I just didn't want to be Green Lantern anymore. I just gave it up.
Green Lantern sucks. All you could do is make big gun.
You could just
I
make
could just
a big
buy
fist.
gun. I just hit him with my fist. But I was thinking about it today when I was like, we need to talk about what we want to see. And the immediate first thought was Sean Long's review of the Wonder Twins, San Diego Comic Con 2-pack. And I was like, yes, I haven't heard the name Wonder Twins in years. And it sparked a fire in me. I just would love to see a little mini series about them.
Now that you said that, I'm going to add
6 episodes.
I'm going to add another list to my, first of all, can I give you 4 thumbs up for that?
2 thumbs.
4 thumbs up
for the Wonder Twins.
I would
they need more love
to see that. But again, I just thought of another Sean Long review. I would love to see a movie about the Legion of Superheroes. Give me the full...
I don't know much about them, but yeah.
Give me the full... Where's my Legion ring?
Oh, no.
Is it over here? There it is.
He's talking nerdy stuff again.
There we go. There's my... I don't know if it's backwards or not. But
Looks good
I
to me.
really enjoy the Legion of Superheroes. And I would love to see... Again, I did give them more love. I know they got a couple. I think they got one animated movie recently, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Plus, they play a big role with characters like Superman and things like that. So,
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
It'd be very interesting.
As long as it's not an ensemble by James Gunn, I'm down.
Oh, a movie with a host of colorful characters that are all unique with very who to have directed?
Bradley Cooper. We have James Gunn starring Bradley Cooper,
As Lightning
Chris
Lag.
Pratt,
as
Dave
Superboy,
Bautista,
Dave Bautista as Bouncing Boy,
Bounce.
Or Dave Bautista as Matter Eater Lad.
Yes. But those were my 2 picks.
No, yeah, solid picks.
I felt like
love the Wonder Twins.
I think we are in good hands with the DCU is where I think we're at. We're in good hands. I trust James Gunn. I trust Peter Safran. They've gave me no reason not to. So we shall see on July 11th.
Yeah, overall, I'm very excited. That Superman teaser alone brings back what it means to be a DC fan to me.
Where's this guy? Where is he?
Bring back Henry Cavill as Jor-El.
Bring back the Snyderverse. I saw somebody cast him as General Zod.
Interesting.
And you want to know what my thought is? Henry Cavill looks too much like David Cornsweet, so no. I don't want him as General
I feel
Zod.
like if anything, if we're gonna see a Jor-El in this film, James Gunn isn't opposed to bringing back old previous actors. So I feel like David Cornsweet or Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill looks similar.
Yeah, they look similar. It will play into the joke of everyone going, "Oh, why recast them? They look similar." Have him play his dad.
Get Russell Crowe. Get Russell Crowe back. Make him fly the dick ship.
You'll be an ideal to strive towards.
What does Zod say? He's like, "You can't keep him from me.
I will find him, Laura.
I will find him.
I will find him.
I will find him." Like, okay.
You were bred to be a warrior,
DCU's
Cal.
in good hands.
Yeah, I agree. Now we're just quoting
I'm
Michael
excited
Shannon.
for it.
I am,
My favorite
overall,
actor.
bring back Michael Shannon.
As?
In Hollywood. Just bring him back in Hollywood.
Oh. Where'd they send him to?
Where
is Michael?
We need a resurgence
of Michael. Have you seen this man?
We need a resurgence
Has
of
anyone
Michael
seen
Shannon. Put him in a buddy cop
What was
movie
the
with
movie?
Jude Law.
He was in a movie. This is off topic. He was in a movie my papa was watching, where he caught his wife cheating on him and found out she was a furry, and she was getting screwed by another furry. And then something about Sasquatch, and he dresses up as Sasquatch and terrorizes the neighborhood. You think I'm kidding? This is an actual movie. He comes home and his boss from work is dressed as a furry, screwing his wife that's dressed as a furry, and he's like, I don't understand what's going on. And it has Judy Greer in it. I know that much. She might be the wife.
Anyways, I'm very excited for James Gunn's DC universe, and
I'm done talking.
I can't wait for July 11th.
I have to find. You can send the outro. Just start signing us off. I gotta find this Michael Shannon movie. And
do you have any last thoughts on the DC universe before we wrap this up?
I think it's great, and I cannot wait for it.
He is locked in on Michael Shannon's film.
I have to find this movie.
But anyways, that was episode 1 of Tales from the Cantina. We hope you guys...
It's called Pottersville. It came out in 2017. It has a 5.5 on IMDb and a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maynard, a beloved local businessman, is mistaken for the legendary Bigfoot during an inebriated romp through the town in a makeshift gorilla suit.
Anyways, that was episode 1 of
Pretty
Tales
much
from
it
the,
has a...
Tales from the Cantina. We're your hosts, Taimoor and Blaine. We hope you guys enjoyed listening to us ramble on about James Gunn's DC universe, but this is basically...
If you've made it this far, check out Pottersville.
Yeah, check out Pottersville if you made it this far, and tell me if I should watch it, because I don't want to.
I sent you a pretty much it. They have a commentary clip.
Wonderful.
Edit.
Wonderful.
So just watch that. I'm Blaine. Thank you for watching. We appreciate everything. Thank you for listening to us ramble.
This is the gist of what our episodes will be. Obviously, we kind of this was the first episode, so we weren't too orderly here. You know, we went well over our schedule, but you know, it's the first episode. We're still learning here.
We're still gonna talk over schedules. Let's not.
Yeah, we are both heavy ramblers, so
yappers.
We are yappers. We are yappers. Is that what the kids say nowadays?
That's what the kids say nowadays. We are the yappers.
We are yappers.
Look forward to us talking more than just DC. This is just something we wanted to talk about starting off. Look forward to Marvel and Star Wars, which is my bread and butter. So
got a bunch of Star Wars there. Maybe Power Rangers. Maybe Power Rangers.
That's a good thing to talk about.
But yeah, you know, our episodes, we're gonna try to stay current with top. There's Neil, the best Star Wars character ever created.
The Star Wars boy. Baby boy.
We're gonna try to stay very just Blaine and his baby boy.
Just keep talking. It's me and my son.
We're gonna try to stay pretty I guess relevant with what's, you know, going on in the film universe, but some of the episodes we're going to be talking about, you know, our niches, such as Power Rangers. Here's Mystic Force.
If there's anything you'd like us to discuss with any of these universes that we love and cherish so much, let us know. We'd love to have that conversation if there's anything you'd like to hear us talk about. So
yeah, and we would love for to start, you know, doing some of these with the guests. I feel like we have great conversations with great people.
I feel like we'll have guests for one time, and then they'll never want to come back.
We're gonna try to get reoccurring guests, and they're gonna be like, on second thought,
you're gonna be like, what's your thoughts about this? I'm gonna go, Pottersville is a 2017 movie about Michael Shannon's
These guys
wife.
Don't know anything.
I didn't know I was with a bunch of uncivilized people.
We are just big Michael Shannon fans. Infinity Gauntlet.
If you thought I was a fake nerd. Anyways, we gotta get this.
We gotta get this thing
This is
going.
well over an hour.
I'm Taimoor. That's Blaine. Welcome
I'm Blaine.
to Tales from the Cantina, and we will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.